Hey guys, so this video is to walk you guys through understanding characterization. Characterization is a fascinating area to study within the narrative structure. There's a lot that you could talk about when you talk about characterization. So when you're talking about how a character is created, you can be talking about how they are developed, you can talk about their role, their attributes, or the descriptions. So when you think about the character development in the story, you want to think about how the character changes over the course of the story. And this is the type of literary terminology that you should be using. So you think about, do they grow or change? If so, they are dynamic, they are round characters, and they are developed characters. If they remain the same throughout the story, they are static, flat, or undeveloped, or even underdeveloped. So for example, if you look at the evil stepmother in any Disney story, they are generally an undeveloped character. They are one tone. They don't change throughout the story. They are purely there to be the villain. If you look at the heroine, you see that they do grow and change. They're dynamic. They're round. They're fully developed. And we get a much more intimate understanding of who those characters are. You also want to think about their function in the story. You want to think about, why does the author have those characters there? There's always a purpose to them beyond just creating a good story. So you want to think about their classification. Are they a main or a secondary character? Are they a protagonist or an antagonist? Are they an archetypal role? For example, again, the evil stepmother. Or maybe the loony scientists, or maybe the knight in shining armor. All of these are archetypes that you've seen over and over and over again. You also want to think about their function within the plot. So what is the author trying to achieve through them? So, for example, with a character like Hermione in Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling is trying to not only further the plot, where Hermione's intellect and skills need to come into use to help defeat Voldemort, but she's also trying to show an aspect of a character who is socially awkward and who is a little more logical, a little less emotional, being balanced against a character like Ron, who is more emotional than he is logical. So there's always something that the author is trying to achieve with these characters. And with characters, motivation is key. So you want to think about some of these things. What are the backgrounds, experiences that the character has, and then how does it shape that character? Why are they doing what they're doing? What are they trying to achieve, and how are they going to get there? Are they successful or unsuccessful in those endeavors, and what happens in the plot as a result? So for example, if you think about, say, Wizard of Oz, each of those characters has a particular background or reason the way they are. So the Tin Man has a reason that he is the way he is, the Cowardly Lion has a reason for that, the Scarecrow has a reason, and Dorothy has a reason. So each of them is trying to achieve a particular goal for themselves, but also concurrently, they're trying to further the plot and get to Emerald City. So ultimately, are they successful or unsuccessful? What happens in the plot as a result? Because those characters band together and work together, they're able to get to Emerald City, peek behind the curtain, and take down, dismantle the image of the wizard, and get Dorothy back to Kansas. So you want to think also about the attributes of the character. Think about who the character is. What are their mental, spiritual, or physical attributes? How do they change or don't change inwardly and or outwardly? What are their beliefs and values? Do those change? What are their strengths and weaknesses? So for example, if you want to look at a character like, I'm trying to think, I apologize, Hercules, you might look at the physical attributes first, and then you might look at the mental or spiritual attributes as a demigod. What is he known for? His cunning, or for his kindness, or for his understanding, or his intellect? You also want to think about, does he change or not change inwardly or outwardly over the course of the story? What are the beliefs and values that he holds as a demigod and as a hero? And do those values change? And then what are his strengths and weaknesses as that figure? So when you describe characters, you want to think beyond just good and bad. You want to think, what are they, who are they, what adjectives can be used to describe them? So are they developed or underdeveloped? Are they engaging? Are they boring? Are they humble? Are they arrogant? Able or inept? Courageous or cowardly? Selfish or generous? Resourceful or dependent? There's so many adjectives that you can use that you want to try and extend your descriptions beyond just good, bad, hero, villain, sort of the typical examples. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and move on to your next assignment, but that is your understanding of character.